Аз съм Христина Драганова и в днешното видео ще разберете малко повече за личния и професионалният живот на новият помощник треньор Гилерме Рамос. Hi, how are you?
Good, good. You?
I'm good, thank you. So you came from America and Bulgaria. Was it hard for Bruno to make you do it?
No, it was simple. So me and Bruno, we have this connection for a long time, and there's a few things that I put over everything. So friendship, loyalty. Of course, we are always aligned with the project and what we want to do in our career. And we felt our time in USA was done, and moving to Bulgaria, we instantly understand that it was the right step to do. So it was pretty simple.
You say that you know Bruno from a long time. How long exactly, and how you two met each other?
So I knew Bruno from before, when he was a football player, and me also. We had a lot of friends in common, and we spoke a couple of times. But more specifically, back to 2016, I was playing in Iceland. I was giving my final steps as a player and giving my first steps as a coach. And Bruno went to Iceland for a few days. And he texted me, "Are you there?" And we were together. We were together for a few days, speaking a lot of ideas. And from that moment, we said that for the next project we'd be together. And from that moment until today.
Until today, so long time.
Long time.
Why Botev? What impressed you about the club?
So Botev also was an easy decision for us. We know all the leagues. We are football coaches, so we like to know and we like to watch games from all the leagues in Europe, all the leagues in the world. So we knew Botev from before, but after when the name of Botev came first time to our table, let's say, we started to dig a little bit more. Searching, asking some informations, and we knew it. The club, how big the club is, the fans, all the facilities, the new stadium, and everything. So it was pretty simple, and we are happy because we got to Plovdiv and we confirmed everything. So the first impressions are really good.
You won the cup together with Bruno at Apoel. What is the formula for success?
So it was a difficult time for Apoel on that year. We are back to 2017-18. Apoel were coming from five titles in a row in Cyprus, and he was having a very difficult season. Points behind, second place. Apollon that season was in first position, and he was flying. So it was a tough start, but the formula is always the same. We went to the club. We started first of all try to create a good environment for everyone, not just players, for all the staff, non-technical staff, to make everyone to feel involved in the project. The players also after to feel comfortable with our ideas, with our philosophy, and after hard work and luck as well, because in football you also need luck. Fortunately, the things went well, and we were champions that year. It was amazing.
And commitment, I think.
Commitment, of course, always.
You were part of Nottingham Forest in 2020 and 2021. That was Nottingham's 13th consecutive season in the EFL Championship. How big of a difference is a Premier League compared to Championship football in England, and what was your main goals?
So, being in England is a career goal, is a career objective that I was fortunately I achieved so far. I didn't have the full experience in England because I was in Forest during the pandemic, during the COVID year. So stadiums with no fans, so I didn't get the most of that experience, because the fans are part of the football there. They push a lot for the teams, and I didn't get that feeling. Even the championship, if it's I believe it's one of the most competitive leagues in the world. Still have some difference between Championship and Premier League, because Premier League is full of now Championship as well, but Premier League is the best league in the world. The best managers are there, the best players are there. So I believe it still have some difference between the two leagues. But anyway, in England doesn't matter the league, Premier League, Championship. The football culture is completely different than any other parts in the world. Maybe in terms of the quality, we can find better quality in terms of football itself in another countries, in another leagues, but the mentally and the culture is simply amazing, and it's one country where I want to come back, of course.
What is the role of assistant coach? We all know what does it mean, but in personal.
So my perspective, and this is my perspective and point of view, the assistant coach, first of all, he needs to be the extension of the head coach eyes. So I am the extension of Bruno's eyes in this case, because the head coach has a lot of things to worry about, a lot of things in his mind all the time. So my responsibility is to make sure that he feels comfortable in everything, make sure that everything around him works well in terms of organization, the trainings, the logistic, the communication with the fitness department, with the analysis and everything, for him to just think about what he has to think and leave all the rest for me. I used to say that it's something that I used to say for Bruno. I give just a meat, and I stay with the bones, because he has a lot of things to worry about. We have a general idea, common idea, and after I need to ask him a lot, question him a lot. In terms of strategy, in terms of players, in terms of everything, make him think as well, because at the end it's his final decision. But we need to discuss every single day a lot of things, so to find the perfect way to do everything.
Are you two often arguing with each other about some situations?
No, not real. We discuss some points of view. Sometimes is different, but most part of the times we are aligned with our idea, because 7 years since we started this journey together. So most part of our ideas are aligned, and usually we have the same opinion. But of course, during the day, in terms of strategy, trainings, players, and everything, we have some points that we don't agree, but we find a perfect way after.
That's nice. Tell me something more about you. Which clubs you used to work for?
So as a player, I played in Portugal in lower level. So I passed through all the stages that a football player can play. I played as an amateur in Portugal, after semi-professional, after professional in Poland and in Iceland. And when I finished my career as a player, soon with 30 years old, I realized the next step would be outside the pitch as a coach. So I started there. I started in Iceland. My last year as a player, I started to coach in Iceland, under 9 boys and girls, and it was my first experience. Next year, I went to under 14, after under 16, and finally I got to the first team as an assistant coach. After with Bruno, we moved to Portugal. We went to Olhanense, a club with a lot of history in Portugal. From Olhanense, we moved to Cyprus, in IL, in Apoel. It was almost 3 years, amazing period we spent there. After Portugal again, Estoril. From Estoril, I went back to Cyprus, and it was the only moment on the last 7 years that me and Bruno we were separated, because Bruno went that season to England, to Nottingham Forest, and I went to Cyprus. On the next season, I joined him as well in England, and from now on, England. Rochester to United States, and United States. Fortunately, here in Botev.